CDC now estimates nearly 60% of American children under the age of 18 have been infected by COVID-19. Here to answer your questions is Dr. Kristen Moffatt, an infectious disease specialist at Boston Children's Hospital. Hi, Dr. Moffatt. Thanks for your time.
Hi, good to see you.
Yes, good to see you, Dr. Moffatt. So the number sounds high. What do you think? Do you think it's accurate?
I do think it's pretty accurate, probably one of the more accurate estimates that we've had so far. We've long suspected that case counts alone probably are missing a lot of cases, either because infected people aren't getting a test or because some are tested positive with an at-home test that does not get reported. So this kind of an approach, by looking at a large swath of blood samples from a very big number of Americans, for evidence of an antibody response to SARS-CoV-2 probably is overcoming those limitations from other types of tests, and it's probably giving us a pretty accurate number.
All right, so as you well know, Pfizer is the only vaccine available for anybody under the age of 18 still. And we've seen some studies this week about just how effective it is, especially in that smaller dose for kids ages 5 to 11. Do you think it still offers enough protection against Omicron, which is the dominant, by far, variant circulating?
Yeah, I do. I think most importantly, it is still keeping kids out of the hospital due to COVID-19 infection, even during the Omicron surge. The data that you're probably referencing came from a study that we saw early this week that came out of a study of pediatric Omicron infections in New York that did show that for 5 to 11-year-olds, the vaccine really didn't do very well at keeping kids from getting infected. But both that study and then a much larger study that came out from the CDC that looked at a much broader swath of U.S. children did show that the Pfizer vaccine still offered very good protection against Omicron-related hospitalization. The vaccine effectiveness against Omicron hospitalization in 5 to 11-year-olds was about 74%, which is very good. And that effectiveness was about the same or even higher in older children.
Well, we do know boosters have helped adults. Children 12 and older, they're eligible to get boosters at least 5 months after their second shot. So how do we know how that extra dose has been helping?
We do have some data, actually, that for these older children, we have to remember that they've been eligible for the vaccine much longer than the 5 to 11-year-olds. And so that same study that I just mentioned from the CDC also demonstrated that much as we see in adults, the effectiveness of just that 2-dose series does wane over time. That was indeed shown in 12 to 17-year-olds. However, that same study was able to look at 16 to 17-year-olds who'd received a booster. They did not have enough 12 to 15-year-olds in that study who'd received a booster to include them in the numbers, but for 16 to 17-year-olds who'd been boosted, the vaccine effectiveness against severe infection was restored to what it had been during the Delta surge. So there's no reason to suspect that wouldn't be the same for 12 to 15-year-olds. So that is very encouraging.
All right, let's get to a quick viewer question before we let you go. Chip writes, my 4-year-old daughter isn't old enough to be vaccinated, but did have a mild case of COVID in January. Now that her school has lifted its mask mandate, is it safe to let her go without one? So presumably this is a preschool, which obviously means that none of the kids there is vaccinated.
Yeah, no, I know it's a great question. I'm sure something that a lot of families with kids of different ages are grappling with right now. I would say that since she had a recent infection, she probably does have at least a couple of months of immunity if she herself is an otherwise healthy 4-year-old. And so she's very unlikely to get very sick from another infection and probably even less likely to become infected herself, at least for a couple of months. But I think it really depends. Families need to think about other individuals in their household who may be at higher risk of severe infection, or if that 4-year-old herself is someone who's at higher risk of severe infection, then that risk of becoming infected again may really just not be worth it. So I think those sorts of things need to be taken into consideration on balance with whether she's comfortable continuing to wear a mask until numbers come down even a little bit further. But there's lots of different components that go into these decisions I'm sure families are grappling with.
Certainly there are. Okay, Dr. Kristen Moffatt from Boston Children's Hospital, thanks for your